Hi, everybody. This is just one about how I'm feeling at the moment. It's not the best. Couldn't say exactly what it is, but I'm a little down. It's probably just my bipolar acting up. Mood swings can be a real bitch. And I have been manic, so I'm not totally surprised I'm heading into a little bit of a down phase. When I talk to you guys, it's a nice way of getting how I'm feeling out. Though I'm recently starting to realize I'm not totally comfortable with myself. That's a surprise. I thought I would be a lot more comfortable with myself at this point. But I think I'm actually having a real tough time understanding the woman in the mirror because she's changed so much, and so much is going on, and so much of it is good, and that's alien too. It's very alien. I've had a tough life. I've been homeless. I've dated someone who was insane for 5 years. I have a family that you could commit about 90% of them. And people say, well, all families are nuts. No, no. No, my family is really fucked up. And, there's been nervous breakdowns, and there have been just tough times. I'm proud of myself for getting through them, coming out ahead, actually. There are days when I kind of wish I hadn't had to go through them to get here. But what it leads to is it leads to somebody who's used to things going wrong. It's kind of built around the disaster, and now there really isn't any. There aren't anything. There's nothing particularly bad going on. In fact, it's very good. So I'm left kind of out in the cold for reaction. What do you do when things are going well? You don't plan for things going well. You plan for things going badly. And it's as confusing as everything else in my life. And all the things I missed over the years. So come back to haunt me. Things like, having to really learn how to do the basics of life. As many people know, it seems to me almost naturally born with it. Trying to be comfortable with my limitations and what I can and cannot do. My artwork's an excellent example. I'm doing very well, and at the same time, I know I'm not doing to the fullest extent of my ability. There's blocks that I'm forcing myself through. And it's very painful, and it's also extremely frustrating to know that I can do better, but I'm holding myself back, and I don't know why, and it's not deliberate. A good example of this is I have a graphic novel just about everyone who knows me knows about, and I just can't seem to start it. It's been sitting in me for years and years and years, and it's ready to go. There's nothing holding it back at all, and yet I'm blocked. I'm almost afraid to start it. And I think it's because it's entirely mine, which means I have to face myself in it. I have to actually go write it out and look myself dead in the face. And I don't want to find out if I made a huge mistake in life. I don't think I have. I know I haven't, and yet the fear is there. And dealing with that is not easy. there's just a lot to process and a lot to go through in a combination of transitioning, my bipolar is improving, and life getting better, and making money, and suddenly having potential of going somewhere and doing things for the first time and living a life. Living a life. It's not something I expected to have. And starting over at 30, when I started, I was 33. So starting a life at 33 is strange. I don't know myself, so I don't know who I should be around. I don't know myself, so I'm still forming opinions on everything. Things I thought I knew, it turns out I didn't. I mean, even transition, that's the greatest thing that I've ever done for myself. Easily. And kind of a cornerstone of the improvement that's happening in my life by facing who I am for the first time. Because it's giving changes that I never even comprehended would happen. I mean, I've mentioned before, my sexuality. What the hell? I knew what it was. I was very comfortable with being bisexual. I knew where I stood. That's gone. That's gone. And that's one of the most confusing things. And then there's, well, what do you want to do with your life? And I know that. And yet, there's all these questions coming up. Potentials that I didn't take when I was younger, for many reasons, are back. And they brought their families with them. So I've got so much to go through and deal with. And this isn't a rant. This isn't me complaining. This is me just, I like to use YouTube as a way of expressing how I'm feeling. I'm very honest. I'm also, like I said, I am afraid of myself. I'm afraid of what I'm dealing with so far. I don't know who I am, so it's like, look around the corner, see if she's any good. I mean, part of this is look at this. I tried to keep journals, and yet the vlog is the most successful, and it's the one that people see. I'm not facing this alone, technically, on here. Or maybe I am. It's confusing, like everything else. It's a good confusion if you want to think of it that way, if that's a proper term. It's good in the sense of I know things are moving forward. It's going to be a while figuring it out. Excuse me. I'm going to get going because I have a bunch of things to do. I'm going to try to get more artwork done. I'm going to try to get more pay in. I'm going to continue to find my life. Yay. I love you all. Bye.